see what kind of...
Anyone that hasn't gotten eyes yet, there's eyes up here yet. There's one study bill left, and I've got more on back order. So
I'll talk to you then.
anyone that needs, okay. And please sign if you got eyes or study bills, your hand signed that sheet. Please do. That way I know
Sign me
it's
off
got
tonight.
This is the back on seminar. This is back on. And anyone that hasn't signed up for the back on seminar I want to can as well. If you want to pay tonight, maybe that's fine. So we're going to start with a Canvasback project here. I'm sure maybe all or most got wood last month. If you haven't, let me know. I know Steve has some left. Wood quality was so-so this year, but I think Steve got the good stuff out to everybody. He has some left, but we can get pieces out of it if someone doesn't get. So if you need wood, let me know. Like I said, the eyes study bills are here. If you don't get a study bill tonight, put your name on this list and let me know that you need one. And I've got more coming. I drew up a pattern of the bird I've got cut out here. If you want to take one and pass it on if you want one, fine. If not, that's fine too, but I got one here. So, but it's on the table here. Couple little things I'll talk about my cutout here. This is the head, and I know some of you have a sharp blade in your saw. I don't want anyone coming back with less fingers or hands, but I start with a square block of wood. It's got to be square, and basically the width of it is the width of my head, the length is the length of my head, and the height is the height of my head. So everything's within that square block of wood. I draw the side pattern on just as I do with the body, and the top profile on just as I do with the body, and then maybe I will borrow a pattern there. Style, it's more round. I don't have any primary sticking out, and I've got the tail down so that ideally would hit the water. But it's kind of I've kind of got it's more of a on there about where I'll make sure I kind of do some thinking ahead where my keel will go so I can reuse those holes again, ideally, if I can. Cedar is a type of wood that has flaws and stuff like that, so it's things you got to deal with as you go, knots and soft spots here and there. And I've just started working with cedar, so on the one bluebill over there, I had soft spots. I used a wood dowel and epoxy glue, and I drilled that out and plugged it with a wood dowel, and I'll carve it, get it to blend in together. The head, tonight we'll start on the bill, and I'll take it to a certain point here. There's a working decoy. First of all, I'll draw a center line. I do that on the body and the heads. And then, unless you don't like the profile of what you cut out or your pattern, I try not to take that center line off. I try to keep that on there. Otherwise, if you take that center line off, you're changing your pattern. So, unless you want to do that, that's fine. If you don't, ideally leave that center line on there. So I've got that center line drawn on there, and now I'm going to use my pattern and draw side profile of the bill. Side on there. Nice part about this tracing paper is once you got the lead on the one side of the paper, you can trace over the top of it, and it transfers it onto the wood. smaller bit and drilled straight through, and then that'll help me with getting my eyes lined up properly. I've got the side profile drawn on there on both sides of the bill. Oh. And then I'll take my study bill and a divider here and measure out the width of the top of the bill. And I'll go a little wider just to allow, here, this B's going to stay, and I'm going to be bringing the top of this bill in there. And part of it too is all the ducts are different too. If you got study bills, great. You can look at it head on and see, you know, really this canvasback is, it's almost wider at the top, comes in, and then flares back out. But they're all a little different, so pay attention to that if you really want to get into accuracy or detail of it. My bills I carve a lot with power. You can do hand tools either way. I've done it both, but I like it's a little flame type. I think this is a diamond. Don was able to help me out with this tonight. I forgot mine at home, and John, his son, ran this one in for me. John's here. Oh. Thank you. So we'll I'm carving down to that side profile and over to the V. Yeah. I'll do it on both sides here. Like so. Flame bit and go in on the work on the top, carving that down to that width there. So I'm coming in off that point, not keeping that pencil line, or up to that pencil line. The speeder's harder than Tupelo. You can do it a lot faster in Tupelo. So I'm just bringing it to that line there. Yeah.
Maybe start sneezing every coffee.
And a lot of times what helps me is then, when I've got it to this point, is go back in and draw with a pencil over what you've done so far. And to me, by doing that, I can see from side to side if I got to take a little more off on one side or the other just to get it right. So, a little off on this one little side here. Okay, so that pretty much takes care of the bill into the head on the upper part to the bill. Now I'm going to work on this bottom portion of it. I'm going to use a different bit. It's a cylinder, just a plain cylinder diamond. I'm going to come in at a 90 like this and kind of start from where I left off, carrying it around through there and all the way out, like so. So I'm going to come in here. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see this way and out. So I end up with that. And then to get to where I really need to be, I take the measurement of the bottom side of the bill to get the width. And that'll give me another pencil guide to carve to. So I draw that on. Like so. And then it's wider at the base and it narrows, so I go somewhere in here to get the narrower portion of it. Draw that on down here farther. That way I've got that drawn on there. Now I'm going to put this separation in here between the upper lower mandible. And I take that measurement. Like so. Okay. And that'd be pretty much all you need to do for a working bird to that point. Now we'll finish off the tip of the bill. A lot of times what I do is I take my study bill and trace that pattern on, just trace it out. And be pretty accurate. Let's see, I think I got one somewhere. get that drawn on there. I'll take my knife. I'll get that so the shape is.
Hello, this is me. Yeah, who is it from the city? What about the town? Okay, that's all I want to know. Okay, goodbye.
So, gotta get that shape pretty close to where I need it to be. Then I draw the nail on there. First of all, I take the width, my dividers. Draw those two lines of both sides of the center line, the width. And then I have the length from the tip to the... So I'm drawing is this nail here that I penciled in dark. So I got the length now from the tip to the... And then I just kind of draw in the circle freehand. Like so. And then these little indentations here, I'm not sure what you call it. Sorry, not very technical. But these little grooves here, I draw them in as well here. So I got more pencil lines in there that I'm going to carve too. I'm going to go back to that teardrop bit. Excuse me. And cut in some more marks there. So I'm going to start this nail. I'm going to come on the outside of my pencil using the tip mainly. To kind of define that, like so. And then I'm going to round it off down into that. If you look at your study, where the nail is almost recessed in there a little bit. I'll try to get that as close as I can. I've got that nail kind of carved in and rounded off in there pretty good. So I am removing the center line a little bit in that area. Okay, I'm going to draw the nail back on where I have it carved. If you look at the front of the bill, there's a little, the nail comes down a little bit farther. Some birds are more pronounced, even more than this one. And it looks like I chipped this one off a little bit too, but do you have someone have their one handy? Yeah, this is better. You can see the nail is lower than the sides of this, than the rim of this bill here. So what I'll do is I'll kind of draw this up. Draw that on like so. And then I can remove that wood to get that in this bird. I'll use that same cylinder, or not cylinder, but teardrop. I come in, carving that line again, but not touching the nail, really. Okay. So it kind of gives that, you'll end up with two things. The side is going to swoop up like this, and you'll end up with that nail being a little lower than the rim. Okay. Now I'll go ahead and put these little markings in on the side of that bill next to the rim. I'm going to start here, off next to the nail. Come back. Kind of just using the tip, really. So, coming here off the side of this nail, the tip, kind of coming back, following the mark. Okay. Then I'm just going to kind of clean that up. Getting there close to where I need it to be. I'll refine it some more, looking at both sides to get it right. To me, looks a little heavy across here yet, so I'm going to take a little wood out there, and I'm doing what I told you, but it's all right. Usually when I cut the bills out, I leave more wood on the bills. That way I can always take some more wood out of there, or to add it.
If you're just not using any power tools, you'd use V-shaped gouges.
V-shaped, yep, U-shaped. Yeah, this can all be done with knives. So that's pretty much all I would do is if I were doing a working style.
So you don't do anything underneath?
No. No. Redraw that line back on there. Any questions so far? It's kind of.
Can I pass it around?
Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
You cut that thing out, Tom? You cut the...
Get the length of the nail penciled on there, both sides. Yeah. Turn on there.
Doesn't
It'd be worth it to fly out there next year just to get that. Yeah. Ride out, rent a car, drive across there.
Video is interesting. I'm Don, you want to put this in the newsletter.
Get it?
Gives me directions. Where's the guy's name?
That's that little jig.
Yeah,
What did he say he wanted for it? You remember?
$40.
This group, you can't afford that.
You know,
I always hear you say that. I don't.
It would be club cars, that no solution.
I'd have to get back to him, and he's got the directions here, but no name.
Move, you don't need it. If you drop it, you will not break that. We can even put a... Who is? Who is tougher than the wood?
Yeah, but I like the way Tommy takes it in and out.
Yes. And as far as binder, cedar breaking,
But some of those early decoys I made, I used a different wood for the dowel, and when they were in humidity, they actually cracked. I don't know if in the winter when it got dry, the wood struck a different shit.
What kind of dowels are you using?
I just get 3/8.
You just use those for
Yeah, fine over.
You dowel them or you screw them on too or not?
I just dowel them.
Okay.
Dowel glue. I use West System epoxy glue. I think, is it Marwood, is it type 3? Type on, type 3?
Yeah, type 3.
Type 3,
You have to get a perfect,
waterproof
you have to get a perfect glue joint though with that.
with that,
Yeah,
okay,
that's not a gap filling.
yeah. With that epoxy, you can mix fine dust from your bandsaw, or they sell stuff to mix with it. I've drawn on my nail here, not my nail, my nostrils, on both sides. I'm gonna use this flame bit to come underneath first. Kind of make that mark there first. So, now we do the same on the top.
Sell the book, John? sell the book when you get her done?
Why, she just,
Yeah. Okay. I got that. Now I'm gonna start away underneath of it here. Gonna blend that in. Do the same thing. Kind of get to a point where I've got just two nostrils kind of up there, and then I just round them off. Using the tip. The other side. So, there's kind of a ridge through here, down in the middle of this bill. Throw that in there quick too. You're good with that? And there's a little line here as well. We'll put that in quick too. I'll draw that on though first. Okay. Kind of a quickie version of a bill. And if you want to put the, carve the holes in the nostrils, you can. Any questions? The ready. Pardon?
The blue, the building blue.
Maybe that works.